それが夜明け前のものであるなら少しだけ微笑ましい。何一つ形のない人のいない海だとしても。
それが君の心のあり方なんだね。何もないことが君の形だった。
Yo, hey everyone, welcome to Rogues Gallery for another Foul Play NA. We have a very special match planned for you guys tonight. It's going to be Hawk versus Boa, and I just want to, before we get into that, I want to introduce my illustrious co-caster, Keen, and our keen observer, of course, Tim. So yeah, what do you guys, Keen, how do you feel about this match, man? Best of 7, of course.
Yeah, I'm feeling really excited about this match, dude. I mean, Hawk is one of my favorite Zergs of all time, like one of the premier North American Zergs, and he has a really interesting way of looking at the game. Really a beastly ZVP, but then by the same token, Boa I think is like 8-0 in total in our events alone, PVZ. So he's definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest. Not only Protoss but player in North America right now. So it's going to be a really interesting match tonight. I'm really interested to see what happens. How are you feeling about it?
That does sound interesting. I feel good about it, man. I feel really good about it. I feel very chill tonight, very excited. You know, there's this before big matches, there's always this electricity in the air, and like tonight, we're really feeling it, dude. It's at the tips of our fingers. You know, I hope nobody's keyboard short circuits while watching this because it's going to be exciting.
Nice, dude. I'm feeling the electricity with you. I'm right there with you right now.
Hell yeah, man. Of course you're feeling it.
I'm a little nervous about these maps, though. Like, honestly, I feel like so many of the maps right now are really, really Protoss favored. I mean, like...
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to cast with you if you're going to balance points that time because this is ridiculous, dude. We're fucking a minute into the cast.
Well, okay, I will say that, you know, they're fairly balanced. Like Polypoid, pretty balanced. Benzene, it's Zerg favored, so you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be good.
Yeah, if anything, it's Protoss favored. Let's be real here. Oh, dude, huge raid from Gypsy93. Thanks, Gypsy, for the 112-person raid there. Welcome everyone that's just getting here. Once again, this is Hawk versus Boa, best of 7, dude. Foul Play NA, hosted by Rogues Gallery. So. And here we have, coming up, our first player introduction, Hawk.
Yeah, like I said, so Hawk hasn't played as many ZVPs for our events in particular. I think the ZVP 1-0 win rate here refers to the ZVP he played for Turf Wars against Dragon, which was like, despite the fact that Raining Bloom is kind of Protoss favored, Hawk kind of absolutely stomped Dragon in that game. I mean, really impressive considering the map and considering Dragon's reputation as like one of the premier players in North America.
That was the best of 3 that he won, right?
No, I think it was just a best of 1, actually. But yeah, also getting to the round of 8 in the last North American Star League, as we can see. I don't remember exactly who he ended up falling to, but that was a really, really tough tournament. So.
Yeah, North America, of course, having such a deep talent pool. So getting, you know, into the round of 16 is even impressive when you're playing in North America, man. Yeah,
I mean, North America definitely has a reputation for being the, you know, absolute strongest Brood War region of, you know, the entire world, really. Not really many other regions even hold a candle to us, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Yeah, go ahead and introduce Boa.
Oh, yeah. So like I was saying, Boa, just in our events alone, he's undefeated with an 8-game win streak against Zerg, which is, I mean, considering that, you know, PVZ is usually considered the disadvantaged matchup for Protoss, right? It's really, really impressive. I mean, I think he 3-0'd Striker, he 3-0'd Dragon, and then the 2 other victories are probably from Turf Wars. I don't remember exactly who he beat, but
he beat me. He beat me in the finals.
Oh man, that's
which just goes to show you how talented Boa is as a player.
Not only can he take down Zergs, but he can also take down Protosses. That's absolutely incredible. I think he took down Boneth, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was DeWalt, but he took some games off of.
It was Boneth. I think he was the first player to beat Boneth.
BSL. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, really just showing that he can go toe to toe with the absolute best that the foreign scene has to offer.
Yeah, man, I agree. They're both very talented. I think Bo's definitely the favorite going into this, but I think if Hawk has been practicing and he's on his game, he definitely has a chance of making this a very close show match, man.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And it looks like we'll be starting on Ringing Bloom for our first map tonight. So hopefully
Super.
we can see a repeat of Hawk versus Dragon.
Yeah, this is super, super exciting. Let's see what both players do. Of course, Ringing Bloom, a very unique map because it has those, safe naturals that you can take where it's inside your base. So, what I've seen Zergs do a lot of the times is take like the 6 o'clock and the 12 o'clock bases. But before that, let's introduce the players here. As the blue Protoss, we have Boa White.
Yeah, and in bottom left, we have our red Zerg, IRK Hawk. Like you mentioned, Hawk, I think, has actually been really active recently, and I think he's been practicing quite a bit. I do know he recently joined IRK, so maybe he'll have gotten some practice in with, like, Oya and DeWalt and so on. I would like to think that joining that team would actively help Hawk, both level up in general and prepare for this match.
Yeah, I wonder how much in-house practice they actually do, or if they don't do any in-house practice. I know a lot of North Americans are just ladder warriors, where just grind away ladder. Like Striker plays a shitload of ladder games every season. So I wonder how much in-housing he actually does. But yeah, you would hope that it would definitely improve you as a player.
Yeah, for sure. Otherwise, why would you join a team, right?
Just to play more events. Isn't that a perfectly fine reason to join a team?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah,
you can always play in events regardless.
Yeah, whatever, noob. I just fucking pawned you.
Yeah, it's true. You really got me there.
And Bo actually going for a gate first here against a 12 hatch, which is going to be interesting because, these are long rush distances. This is a very, very big map, so it's going to take a long time for that Zealot to get all the way across the map there. So you have to remember that the gateway is inside your main base, so it's even longer than if this was just a normal one-gate build, like if it was at the natural or something.
Yeah, I'm not expecting the Zealot to be dealing any damage whatsoever here, but it's kind of required to go gate first on this map because I do know that like Forge starts in particular are really vulnerable to just sunken rushes.
Yeah, so no reason to start Forge here too. The high ground should give you enough control with Zealots that you can hold off like early Zergling pressure pretty handily.
Yeah, for sure. The only surprise is that he didn't just go Nexus first, because I do think that Hawk has a reputation of being a pretty straight-up player. I don't know if I've ever seen him go 5-pool or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think he has, but I wonder how much Bo even knows about Hawk, to be perfectly honest. Hawk hasn't been really in the scene for a while. It hasn't been one of the super active in the last couple of months when Bo has really taken off, it feels like.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. 'Cause Boa is kind of a recent addition to the North American scene. It's only been like the last 6 to 8 months, I suppose, that he's really started getting active within the North American scene, whereas Hawk was actually kind of inactive for a little bit.
Yeah, so how much Boa knows about Hawk's playstyle, I'm not really certain. But
Yeah.
this is definitely, it feels like this is an advantageous opener for Hawk so far with the 3 hatches. We'll have to see how he handles his first Zealot getting across the map. The Nexus has already gone down, so Boa not going for 2 Zealots before the... Well, maybe he did get 2 Zealots there before the Nexus. I wasn't paying that close attention.
Yeah, it looks like he got a second Zealot before the Nexus, but so it's just the absolute box standard gate opening.
Because he went cross and went 2 Zealots first, his Nexus is definitely a little bit slower than it could have been. So he does actually need to get a little bit something done with these 2 Zealots here, but he is forcing a lot of Lings already, so it's looking okay. And he's getting a little bit of damage done on the hatchery there.
Yeah, 10 Lings so far, it looks like. Kind of surprising. I would have thought Hawk would be a little more conservative with the Lings, to be honest.
Really good surround, though.
Yeah, this is...
Managed to take out all the Zealots. Sees the other Zealot getting there right at the perfect time, too, so that Zealot can't sneak into the main and potentially get drones in the main,
Yeah, avoiding any drone damage and then saving all those Lings is really, really good. So Hawk should be able to just drone to his heart's content now.
When he catches the Zealot before it can get away, too. So that's definitely very nice for Hawk right there. Good little opening advantage for sure.
Yeah, and we see Hawk was able to just start straight up with the Lair instead of getting speed first, because the potential for any kind of Zealot threat is just not there now. So really good. Like a lot of times against Gate FE, you'll take a little bit of damage against the Zealots early, and you'll have to get Zergling speed first and get a delayed lair. So just being able to go straight into like a more standard opening is really, really good for Hawk here.
Yeah, for sure. Hawk's in a good position here, so we'll have to see what he wants to follow this up with. Definitely hard to bust Protoss on this map because, you know, the high ground is just so hard to break, so sometimes you have to starve them out. And curious to see how Hawk's going to try to win this game.
Yeah. From what I'm guessing, I expect a pretty standard game from Hawk here. I do know he is kind of like a, you know, Hydra Man style player, really into like heavy Hydra mid games. That's, you know, pretty popular right now. So I'm kind of expecting him to like stay on lair for quite a while here. Probably get a fourth base up and just like drone, and just try to overwhelm Boa before he can secure a third gas.
Tim pointing out that Hawk's drone count is already very healthy, which is definitely good for him. Corsair, first Corsair going across the map here. Going to be able to pick off a free Overlord. Probably going to be able to scout with it too. I don't know what the Spire timing is. Yeah, so the Spire is definitely a little bit late there. So because of this, he might even be able to get 2 Overlords here. We'll have to see how Boa reacts. And Hawk not hiding any of his Overlords like he should have been if his Spire was going to be late like this. So definitely making a little bit of a mistake here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a precarious situation for Hawk. He wasn't able to get an Overlord into the main, I believe, so he didn't see exactly like the Cybernetic score timing for Boa. So I think he was just a little overconfident and thinking because he got that pretty significant early advantage, his Spire would be completely on time. But Boa, he did not delay his tech at all, so Hawk is getting a little bit punished for it.
2 Overlords. Let's see if Bo sticks around and tries to go for a third. No, he's going to play it safe and head home. But I think Hawk was actually supply block, so Hawk's getting fortunate that Bo is not trying to push his luck here. Like, I think he was supply block before his Spire finished, but I'm not sure. It looks like maybe 2 Scourge are popping now, so that might have been mistaken.
Yeah, two Overlords is not ideal, but it's not like game breaking either.
Yeah, I'd say overall Hawk's still in a perfectly fine position because he had that advantage. It's just less of an advantage now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, considering all the drones he was able to pump, he's still sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see when Hawk decides to take his 4th base. He sees these Zealots moving out with the Scourge right now, so he knows his timing. There's not a big Corsair follow-up quite yet, so I'd be surprised to see if Boa sends his Corsairs across the map. He's actually just going to sit there with 3. Templar Archives going down in a pretty late time here at 7:30. Normally you'd want to get a little bit faster, but remember this was a gate opening, so your tech's always going to be a little bit slower. And Hawk's got a good wall here, so I'm not sure how much damage these Zealots are actually going to be able to do. This is one of the big advantages for Zerg on this map, is that you only have to defend one area. You know?
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, we actually see mutas as well. That's interesting. But yeah, it's exactly like Benzine in that regard. Being able to defend just one location is really, really strong for Zerg. And we see this Zealot attack just doing absolutely nothing. So Hawk is in a really, really excellent position right now.
Yeah, this looks really rough for Boa now. He's going to have to start making Corsairs, but he doesn't have +1 for them, so he's going to need 6 before they're going to be effective. I'd be curious to see if he even makes like a Dark Archon. Sometimes 4 Corsairs is enough to scare off the Mutalisk, but if Hawk commits to air here, then 4 Corsairs is going to be absolutely ripped apart.
Yeah, and Hawk is definitely not going to like overcommit to the mutas here, just probably stay on 5 mutas, but with the 6 Scourge there to back them up, it's really, really tough. And now he's going to just harass the expansion. Like,
and you can see, this is what you have to do. You literally have to sacrifice to try to save the cannon, because now the natural is going to be completely stopped of mining.
And the cannon went down before it even completed, so Boa has no choice but to try to move out and, you know, hope that Hawk returns to his base to defend all these Zealots.
This Archon can definitely scare off the mutas here, so he's going to send the Zealots back home, it looks like, because of that. But behind this, Hawk is just getting such an advantage. He's got his 4th base finished, he's making tons of drones, I'm sure, for it, saturating it all the way up. The Mutalisks are still able to do damage, and still able to look, he still hasn't started mining at his natural again, dude. He's so far behind.
Yeah, like the Archon isn't enough. He needs both these Corsairs to be backing up the Archon, and he needs to buy time for a cannon to get up. Else he's never going to be able to do anything with that expansion.
Yeah. Look at this Hydra count behind this. You know, even when he does move out, this is enough Hydra set. He's only got 2 High Templar. That's 2 Storms right now. You know, he's going to get absolutely rolled.
Yeah, definitely not looking great for Boa right now.
But he can turtle up here. That's one of the good things for Protoss, so he can just keep making stronger and stronger 2-base army and then take his third behind it. We'll have to see what Boa wants to do to catch back up in this game, because right now it's looking pretty bleak.
Yeah, it's looking absolutely incredible for Hawk right now. I mean, even turtling on 2-base, like Hawk is already getting his 4th base up. He's already getting it well saturated. He has like an incredible amount of drones right now, and having to make an Archon that early and keep pumping these Corsairs is cutting into Boa's gas so much. It's going to be so long, because this is actually the older version. There's a slightly newer version of Ring Bloom that has a third gas at the mineral only. But on this version, it's still just a mineral only. So it's going to be really tough for Boa to secure a third gas and like get a healthy amount of swarms going.
I don't even think we see a Robo yet for Boa, so you better hope Hawk back at home isn't making any lurkers, otherwise this entire attack just gets shut down completely. And I am kind of surprised. I wonder if he has +1 on his Corsairs because he made so many. I'd be kind of surprised if he just decided never to get it after pumping this many Corsairs.
Yeah, and it looks like he never did end up getting it.
Yeah, it's still 0-0-0 there. So I think that's also a little bit of a mistake there. But this is a dangerous attack here, but like I said, the lurkers are just about to pop, and that shuts it down completely.
Yeah, there's absolutely...
And look at the size of this army anyways, dude. Even if he didn't have the lurkers, this is so many Hydras. Yeah, this is looking almost hopeless for Boa here.
Really nice storm dodge there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know how Boa can come back in this case. Like, Hawk is actually passing him in supply right now. Boa, this army is just basically dead in the water.
Yeah, Boa looking a little sloppy this game, losing those 4 Zealots there, and his timing attack not doing much, but...
And these High Templar are just going to get picked up and so...
Yeah, just... Hawk, wow, he gets all the High Templar. There's 1 High Templar left now, man. He's...
Yeah, I mean, that was an okay storm, but it didn't matter because, like...
Yeah, dude, that was like 7 Hydras, yeah.
Yeah, 7 Hydras for 3 High Templar is a great trade. Especially when Protoss is this low on gas.
Boa still doesn't even have his 3rd base going up yet, man, so... Like, he's all in here, and he's behind in supply. And I can tell you, when you're all in and behind in supply, it's never good, man.
No, it's not a great feeling. He's just kind of wandering around, trying to see if he can, distract Hawk a little bit with these Zealots, maybe catch a hatchery unguarded or something, but Hawk is playing very conservatively. He knows the advantage he has.
Yeah, Hawk's just playing smart. But, like, even, whenever he wants, he can just go across the map and literally just shut down the space. Now that he sees it's going up, he can just march right in. His army is just straight up stronger. He's going to get another free High Templar here. This is really unfortunate for Boa.
Does Boa even have observers out on the field yet?
It doesn't look like it. And this is 13 minutes. That's his first observer. Those are super late, but he did see the Mutalisk, so I guess he decided to delay his Robo, but obviously this is just... completely over here. The Lurker's getting behind the army here. This is going to make all the Zealots take so much damage because they have to run back to clean this up. And the Hydras can just get on top of the units here, and yeah, this is too much.
I mean, I think that was actually a little bit of a mistake from Hawk. I think it would have been safer to just keep them behind his Hydras, but either way, like, I don't think it really matters. He's pretty much still in complete control.
Yeah, it's 131 supply to 98 now. Like, his supply advantage has gone up during that battle, not down, so... And there's no High Templar to back up this army, so without High Templar, these Hydralisks are going to be so strong, and yeah, I don't see any coming down the ramp right now, so... It's looking like a GG here, any second.
Yeah, and as Tim just pointed out, Hydras are on +2 weapons right now. Protoss is still on +1 armor, so... These Hydras are doing just a ton of damage to these Gable units. I expect to see GG here any second now, honestly, because... Yeah, there we go.
There it is. What a game 1 by Hawk, dude. Playing out of his mind, dude.
Yeah,
Super impressed.
Dude, that Muta switch, I think, was like the play of the game, honestly. Hawk recognized that Bo was kind of skimping on Sairs and just ran with it. And Bo, his expansion was delayed for so long, and just having to pump an Archon and all of those Corsairs was just devastating to his economy. Really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, Keen. You're a smart caster.
The feeling is mutual, just. I mean, I'll be honest. As much as I'm a fan of Hawk, I was a little nervous because I don't know exactly how active Boa has been in the last like month or so. But just the way he's completely dismantled every other Zerg opponent that he's faced in North America in the last few months, I was just hoping that it wouldn't be a sweep. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that Hawk can go toe-to-toe with him.
Yeah, dude, I'm curious to see if Hawk can keep it up on a more standard map, because that seems to be Boa's actual bread and butter, dude. He, the Ringing Bloom is a little bit different. Who knows how much practice he actually puts into that map, But like Circuit Breakers or Sylphid or Eclipse, these more standard maps, I wonder if Hawk is going to find the same success that he did in Ringing Bloom.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, even though Ringing Bloom is a ladder map, it is very unusual. It's one of the, obviously it's a very new map. And
dude, I veto it, and I'm sure tons and tons of other players veto it just because, that map's landed.
Tell us how you really feel, Just.
But, well, it's an okay map. I like watching it. Like, the pros playing it is interesting, but I just don't like playing it myself,
Yeah, that's fair. I personally, for a while, I was heavily considering vetoing it until I found the magic that is 6-pool double Sunken Rush, which happens to work against both Terran and Protoss. It's actually just an incredible build. Anyway, it looks like we'll be on Benzine for game 2.
I wonder, is this loser's pick? Do you know the format key?
Yeah, it is loser's pick.
Interesting choice by Boa, then. That's curious. I hate this map, PVZ.
Yeah, really unusual, because for anyone who's familiar with like the spawn bang matches in Korea, like Benzine is a heavily Zerg favored map. Yeah, like essentially it's really easy for Zerg to defend their early bases. Like we were saying last game, it's kind of a similar situation where you expand to your natural and then you take your mineral only, and you basically only have one area where you need to defend against any early Zealot or DT aggression. So it's really easy to defend that, and then just get your bases up and like split the map, and just set up lurkers outside of these 2 bridge locations. Yeah, really kind of surprising that Bo would choose to play on this map.
Now, I can't remember who it was, but I did see Boa play this map once before, and he got wrecked on it. I think he might have been against Eon Zerg in BSL. And he went for Serra Reaver. And I think I've seen Boa go for Serra Reaver a couple of times, and he is really into that build. And he's pretty good at it, too. So I think that's what we're going to see from him this game, and I think that's how he's going to try to take advantage of it. Because this game, on this map, there are huge distances between, like, the natural and the main. And if you have a really big Serra fleet, and you're pretty good with your Reaver micro, you can just, like, end the game with that alone.
Yeah, I do believe that we saw Serra Reaver against both Striker and Dragon in their foul play NA matches previous. And I do know that's like a popular alternative to the normal PvZ style on Benzine, because, like you said, it's a huge map, like land-wise. It takes a really long time to move from base to base, but Serra Reaver obviously circumvents that. And then there's the high ground in the back of the bases, which like at the mineral only, there's a ramp going up to the high ground, so you can kind of take advantage of that. And if you can control it with like a couple Zealots and a Reaver, you can hit the drones that are actually mining, but it's really hard for any kind of like Hydras or Lings to come up there and actually defend it.
Yeah, and once you transition into speed shuttles flying around with High Templar, there are so many great ledges to drop, and you can get storms off all over the place. So it's definitely the best style. And Hawk actually going for the far bottom right base. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think it's actually good. if Boa does go for the Sarah Reaver style, even though it's pretty far away, as long as he gets, a decent amount of Hydras, probably like 6 to 8 Hydras there to defend the early Reaver drop, he should be totally fine. And it is really far away from his main and natural, but like we were saying, it's also really far away for Boa to go by land. But he's also he went for a 3rd hatch before he took his gas. So to me, that either indicates that he's going 3 hatch Hydra.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wow. So that's just GG right there.
Boa mistakenly canceling his Nexus right as it finished.
I don't even know what happened there. Boy, I can't even imagine what went wrong there. Did he just hit escape on accident? Like,
I'm not
it's
exactly
like
sure.
an Idra moment from fucking
Oh no, that's
TSL, dude.
that is absolutely brutal. I wonder now.
That's
After
dude,
saying that,
that
you have
is
to wonder if Boa is actually just dealing with some like nerve issues.
yeah, I don't know, dude. That's pretty rough. That's definitely seems like it's almost game losing for sure. I mean, it's not 100% over, but
Yeah.
that is brutal. That is so bad for your economy. That's 400 minerals early game that you literally just threw down and wasted like 2 minutes, dude. It's fucking
and then just having the national get up and running so late. Like,
But-
he was actually in a great position before that because he saw Hawk's build and he got his gate before his cannon and everything. Like, everything was going well until that happened.
and not to mention what that just does to your mental game. Like that
Yeah.
absolutely destroys your mental game, dude. There's no coming back from that, dude.
No, it's really rough.
That would be, yeah. Thank God it wasn't me, dude. Thank God it wasn't me.
No, I would probably just concede.
I would GG immediately, yeah, dude. I would not play this out. But Boa, a braver man than me.
Yeah, he's definitely a better person than both of us.
Yeah, I would agree with that, dude.
But that's a pretty low bar to set.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boa is getting his Stargate up and running. I think Hawk's Spire will actually be finished before the Sarah is even out.
He's not even going Spire,
Oh,
he's
he's
just going
not,
Hydra.
he's not even going. Okay, yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, the late gas indicates he was either going for a 3-hatch Hydra or a 5-hatch, just a 5-hatch Hydra build without Spire. So it does look
Somehow
like
these zealots get past, and now they're actually going to be a little bit of annoying here. They probably won't get too many drones, but yeah, they have to force a full pull here.
yeah, it's not too much damage though, and Hawk's getting the lings there in time to. I mean, the gap between the minerals and the wall
Yeah.
is so large that they can't really hide anywhere anyway. But
So pretty decent actually for Hawk there, but still had to pull his drones for a second here. And we are actually seeing the Sarah Reaver, it looks like. I can predict the future here. And yeah, we've got the Robo out. There goes the robotic support bay, so we are going to get that Sarah Reaver. That's how he's going to try to take advantage of this. I actually don't think Hawk ever saw the Nexus cancel here, so he probably doesn't understand how far ahead he is, but
yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, because he's playing as if it was just a completely standard game, not really being super greedy.
yeah, when he could have been much greedier than this. But you can already see the effects when it comes to supply,
Yeah, they're almost even. I think he should be questioning a little bit, honestly, because like that kind of late 2 zealot move out was like very curious. At the very least, he should be expecting that it's like not a ground based game.
Yeah. I would agree with that, but we'll have to see if he can put 2 and 2 together here. I'm wondering why I got the layer so quickly, because his Spire, wasn't that fast, and he still doesn't have Overlord speed, so I wonder what getting the fast layer is about. And
Yeah.
the fact that he felt necessary to make 2 Sunkens here is also a little bit strange. So
Yeah,
I
I'm a
think
little.
it took him a while to figure it out, maybe, is the issue here. But I think he's starting to definitely suspect that it's going to be some kind of heavy Sair play, because you saw him getting the Spire there. So that's definitely going to help a lot when the Reavers get out.
Right. Yeah. I honestly, I don't even know what to make of this game at this point. I expect that any second now Hawk will start kind of spreading his lings just for scouting purposes, which should allow him to see any kind of like dropship move out. I don't know. I'm not sure if Hawk is the type who would like do his homework and actually research his opponents for show matches like these.
Damn, Boa just losing Corsairs in the middle of the map too. He's definitely looking pretty sloppy. Like, his play is not looking as clean as it normally does here.
We see Hawk going for a delayed Muta switch though.
Yeah, and I think this is going to clean this up really well. Yeah, if he catches this before it even gets off the ground. I mean, this isn't a lot of Corsairs, but it's only 4. This definitely means the Reaver is going to die for sure right away. And he's got Scourge coming as well. Oh, let's see how many drones he can get. Hawk needs to run his drones away, otherwise they're gonna... Oh, that was a juicy shot right there. 7 kills on the Reaver. And he's gonna get the Spire, it looks like. What is Hawk doing? He needs to get his units up here.
Hawk just didn't scout the movement of the Sares and the dropship at all.
Yeah, and he lost a lot there. That's 9 kills on the Reaver, and it's still gonna get maybe more here.
10 kills total. 7 drones, a few Hydras, and a Spire. Oh, even more drones taken down by the Zealots. That was absolutely rough.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal for sure. Boa showing us why you don't just leave a game, because there's always a chance, dude.
Yeah, I think... I don't know, what do you feel like now? Do you think that was enough to kind of equalize things?
I mean, now Hawk's making the mistake of sending all of these drones back to the main, and he's not got any saturation in his natural, but I guess he just made a wave of drones. The thing about Sare Reaver is that it's actually, like, even if you have to get a lot of drones to make Sare Reaver worth it, because your ground army is so delayed, your upgrades are delayed, you know, it's a lot of gas, you invest a lot into the Sares, you know, so, like, that was a lot of drones, but I don't know. He's so far behind to begin with. I think it's probably just even now.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Hawk is probably researching Burrow now. He realizes the kind of situation that he's in. And I expect him to, well, he's going to try to save these mutas a little bit. Just having that threat of mutas around is really big. He's trying to take his 4th Minerali now, but Bo is coming in to try to do some more shuttle harass here.
See, and this is the scary thing on this map. From taking that bottom right base, he has to be so ready for everything. This Reaver that can just get around so quickly. I'm gonna see if we can get more drones here. This time, I don't think it's gonna work out for Bo. He's gonna definitely lose the Reaver here.
Wow, that was a great Scarab there.
Yeah, huge Scarab. And he's gonna get all these Overlords. Still no Overlord speed? That's insane when you have this many Corsairs out of the man. You gotta be a little bit more...
I wonder what happens, what the story is with the Overlord speed.
Maybe he just forgot it, or I don't know. But that's crazy to not have Overlord speed. That's like gonna cost him the game, I think, because these Zealots are coming across the map and he can't build units now. Like, I guess he's got a pretty secure base here, and his like wall that he has is good, so maybe he can hold this. But this is a dangerous amount of Zealots coming out.
Yeah, I mean, he's been supply blocked for so long now, and...
Still supply blocked, dude. Look at how much money he's floating. He's still supply blocked.
Making
oh
3
my God,
Overlords
dude.
at once, it's really not what you want to see. These larvae...
Look at how many larvae he... Oh my God, this is
Those
crazy,
larvae have
dude.
just been sitting there for
Dude, this
quite
is like
while.
a minute plus of supply block here, dude. Oh, he's dead, dude.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know
here
if
we go.
he's dead, but he's definitely...
He's gonna lose all these Overlords now, too, because this is so many Corsairs, and he's gonna have to fight the Zealots, because otherwise... Look at all these Overlords. Finally, we see Overlord speed, dude. But look at this, dude. The Reaver coming in. Huge Scarab going off right now. Oh my God, dude. This game is over.
Yeah,
Bo
actually-
just coming back from canceling his Nexus, man. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's... Really... What a game. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. But yeah, I mean,
That's
doing-
crazy, dude. That's absolutely fucking crazy, dude.
Every Reaper, well, not the second one, but the first one and this one have just gotten such great scarabs.
Dude, this Reaver is insane. 18 kills! Holy! Dude, this Reaver is the fucking hero of the... Well, maybe that first Reaver was the actual hero of the game. But that Reaver's a boss, dude.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. I guess, like I was saying,
Bam! Dude, and it's still getting more, dude. That Reaver's fucking hungry.
it seems clear to me now that Hawk is not the type of player who did his homework and did not expect this kind of Sarah Reaver build from Boa at all, because like he was just caught completely with his pants down. Yeah, I don't know. Really curious, like for getting the Overlord speed, regardless of what kind of build you're against, is like pretty. It's not, definitely not ideal. Especially at 11 minutes into the game, if you don't have Overlord speed, you're going to be in a tough spot against almost any kind of.
Yeah, I wonder what the issue with the Overlord speed was there, because he didn't have it for so long, dude, and he had his layer so quickly. Why get the layer is what I'm still curious about. He got his...
Yeah. I don't know what he was planning. It's really hard to say.
But what a comeback from Boa. That how much that would hurt your mental to begin with, to come back and win that game, that would make you feel like king of the world, dude. Like there's no chance you're going to lose another game in this show match.
Yeah, really, really impressive comeback from Boa. I mean, like you said, it's absolutely just devastating your confidence. It's like when as Zerg, if you lose your first Overlord to like a cannon or something, it just sets you so back, and then it just snowballs into every other part of the game, right? So being able to actually come back from the brink like that is just incredible.
Yeah, dude, that was an insane game. One of the sickest games I've seen this year. It's only been 8 days into the year, but still. And yeah, we're going to be getting into the next game here, man. Spawning in the top right in the yellow Protoss, we have Boa, dude, coming back from one of the sickest games I've ever seen last game.
Yeah, and Hawk in the top left. Yeah, I hope Hawk is like... Wow, we went from speculating about how mentally devastated Boa must be to like, now I'm kind of worried for Hawk here. I mean, that was... I hope he's doing okay. I hope he can come back.
But the thing is, he might not even have known that the Nexus was canceled. So like when he comes back and watches the VOD afterwards, that's when he'll be embarrassed by it. But like right now, he probably doesn't even know the Nexus ever got canceled. So he probably just thought he lost a straight up game.
That's true. Maybe
he just thinks, oh, I gotta be more careful about Sarah Reaver now, and it's 1-1. So it might not have affected him at all, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. God, you're so smart, Just.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm the only caster that gets paid at Rogues Gallery.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, $150 a cast. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
The rest of us are just not worthy, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you can say that again.
We're just not
but
worthy.
You're doing an okay job, Keen.
You know, that means a lot coming from you.
Yeah. And we have a gate first coming out of Boa here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Boa does with the gate first, because game one on Ring Bloom, we didn't really see much get done with it. I mean, it was cross positions. Now it's closer positions. So hoping we can see a little bit of Boa's impeccable micro. It seems like just as a general trend, like his micro is really what sets him apart from a lot of other foreign Protosses. I mean, obviously Protosses like Bonneth are well known for their incredible micro, but like Boa just gets stuff done with his armies that I feel like shouldn't be possible.
Definitely. Some really sick BLL games out of him, where he won based on his micro alone. And Boa, I wanted to point out, did something really interesting with the scout here. He scouted down to 3 o'clock before not seeing an Overlord there to go top left. That's how he was able to find Hawk so quickly. And yeah, this is looking good for Boa here, because this Zealot can definitely get over to Hawk's mineral line before Zerglings are out, is what it feels like with how quick it is. So
yeah, and because he got that early scouting advantage, he's able to kind of block. It looked like Hawk was maybe thinking about taking the mineral only, and Boa was just going to block that with his probe.
And this is so far away, this base that he's going to have to take now. Yeah, he's even going to turn around here, because against one gate, having your third base be that far away, it's going to be so hard to deal with that. So he does turn around, he gets that base down at the mineral only. Actually really smart sending another drone and just using that first one as a distraction. But here comes the Zealot going into the mineral line here. You have to be careful, the Lings are going to pop out here. Gets a free Zergling there. Microing, yeah, once again, showing his talented micro here by keeping that Zealot alive and getting a lot of free damage, and now he's going off into the natural, getting a kill there, sending that Zealot into the mineral line at the main as well.
Yeah, and kind of surprising, Hawk only going for 4 lings to start. Going up to well, 7 lings right now because he lost the one, but
oh my god, if he gets both these drones too, and he still can't do anything out in his natural still infested with a Zealot and a probe.
yeah, as he was clearing that first Zealot, he lost 2 lings for free at his natural.
Now the second Zealot's there, so now it's 2 Zealots and a probe, and that's definitely enough to handle the amount of Zerglings there, but I'm sure those are more drones. Whoa, I cannot believe he's building drones here. That is so ballsy out of Hawk. I thought those were going to be Zerglings for sure. I think this is a little bit scary, man. That's another Zealot on the way. That's going to be 3 Zealots against like 6 Zerglings or 8 Zerglings.
Yeah, and Hawk getting a little supply blocked here as well. So his third is going to get shut down by this one Zealot, and he can't really... Well, he is moving out with these other lings. So now these 2 Zealots at his natural can just have free reign.
And he's still supply blocked, so he doesn't even have more Zerglings on the way. Okay, they're just now going to start coming. And he's making more drones at his third base, dude. Hawk is playing so greedy, it's insane. This is going to be so hard for him to ever stop these Zealots now. They're just going to keep flooding in. Look at how far these Zerglings have to chase the one Zealot, dude. They have to go so far away.
Yeah, really tough position. But
And he's still making drones, dude. Why? I can't believe Hawk is still making drones. Like, forgetting about one Zealot there is making this fight way harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, yeah. And he's not even moving back with his other 4... Okay, he's finally moving back with his 4 lings at the bottom. He did go ling speed first, which is the little bit of a silver lining here, but he's already mining gas again, which is really surprising to me.
Okay, there. He's got the link speed done, and I think I just saw a bunch of Zerglings pop in the natural, so he finally made a bunch of links, so now he should be able to clean this up. So I don't know. I don't know if that was better than just making the appropriate amount of links at first, but it looks like Hawk did a pretty good job of balancing it out. But his bases were shut down for a really long time because he kept making drones instead of making... He's still got no drones at his natural. So with his bases getting shut down that hard, it looks like he's just going to go for like a ling all in here because he's got a ton of lings going across the map. He's still making them.
Yeah, this is a bit of a precarious situation for Boa. I mean, having a block with those probes is pretty rough. Hawk getting a couple of probe kills.
He's getting a lot of probe kills, actually. And is he able to get through still? He's going to get up the ramp with speed links. That's going to be very difficult for Boa to deal with here. 2 lings up the ramp.
That was like, what, 5 probes that were killed? And the extra cannon.
That was more than 5. I thought that was like 6 or 7 even. And now he's getting 2 more. But the unfortunate thing for Hawk is that his Hydras are going to be scouted here right away. He did look like he was going back to drones there, so maybe he's just getting the Hydra Den specifically to stop the Corsair. And he doesn't actually plan on getting much done with these Hydras. And
yeah, I think that was exactly the plan. He had just left 1 drone mining gas for a while just to get that Hydra Den on time because he knew that that Boa's tech wasn't very delayed. So I think he got his Den up around like 5:30, which was basically right on time.
And those lings getting so much damage done. So, I don't know. Hawk definitely evening the game a little bit there with that move. And Boa losing a Corsair right away. Unfortunate. But Hawk, you have to remember, is going to have a tech disadvantage here for a while until he can get up to layer tech. So his overlords are going to be moving slow here. So he doesn't really have too much ability to put pressure on the other side of the map as soon as like a DT is out.
Yeah, I honestly though, I think Hawk is in a completely fine position right now. I mean,
I think Hawk's in almost. Yeah, I think he's probably.
Yeah, I think he's an advantage right now, honestly,
yeah,
because
for sure.
It was absolutely insane how much Boa was delaying Hawk with the early Zealots, but then it seemed like Boa got kind of greedy and just thought he really had free reign to do whatever he wanted, and then ended up losing 4 Zealots for free after.
Yeah.
With so many lings, like if Boa had just gone back and recognized that, he wouldn't have taken all that probe damage, or had to like add an extra cannon.
Or if he had taken the fight sooner, you know, and tried to force his way up the ramp or something like that. But yeah, with losing something like 9 probes, that was definitely really, really rough on Boa's economy here. But he has managed to get his probe count back up. He's got his gateways going. I think his Templar Archives is started at least. And he's going to move out with a big force of Zealots here. But I think Hawk should be totally fine. He should have more than enough Hydros to shut this down pretty...
Yeah, he looks very, very comfortable against this right now.
So now Bo's going to have to try to delay as much as possible with his Zealots here and keep Hawk defending, because you don't want these Hydros to go across the map, because you don't want to have to be making cannons. You want to be getting up gateways instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after having to add the extra second cannon early and all that probe damage. If he has to add any more, his mid-game push will just be so delayed.
Yeah, his one thing that's definitely fortunate for him is that these Overlords are still slow, so Hawk definitely probably a little bit nervous about pushing out, because one DT could shut him down pretty hard here. But Hawk getting up his 4th base already, and Boa looks like he's still only on, 5 gateways, so his gateway count really hasn't exploded yet, so his production isn't going to be that great. And his archives, he doesn't even have Storm or anything. His probe count's still pretty low. So yeah, this is looking a little rough for Boa for sure. Hawk is definitely in a really good spot here. He just needs to be careful, because there's still a dangerous timing for Boa if, he gets complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see that Hawk is a little delayed on his +1 upgrade right now. And also curious 4th position. Now Boa is scouting it. It's very unusual to see a Zerg scout or expand towards Protoss like this. So I'm guessing Hawk will want to be very aggressive in the mid game and try to take control of this high ground.
Yeah, it looks like he's gearing up for a big aggressive push right here, and it's definitely something that Boa's got to be a little bit scared of. I don't even think his Storm will be done quite yet. It might just barely be finished. But, this is an amount of Hydras that can easily beat this amount of Zealots, as long as Hawk splits well, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Hawk's battle to lose. If he splits well...
Yeah, and I don't think he does have that Storm. Too bad. I don't think that's something that you can expect Hawk to ever notice.
Well, yeah, so, there's no way to really know his Zerg.
But, the fact that no Storms are going off, I think he's honestly in a DT up here. There, finally goes 2 Storms, not actually getting that much done, and that's a lot of Storms, when you don't have very many Templars, so... And this DT is going to get shut down here in a second.
Yeah.
So, Hawk saving his 4th base.
Not too much damage done. The Corsairs were thinned out, so we might even at some point see another Muta switch. And
yeah.
Boa's still not making any Dragoons, so honestly, this army is really vulnerable. He's getting Dragoon range now, but yeah, Hawk can set up Hydra flanks and pick off even more High Templar. Before there's a significant amount of booms in the army comp, it's really kind of hard for Protoss to be really confident about moving out with that.
Yeah, and there's one thing you can't allow on this map, and that's to get boxed in as Protoss, because this is with the high ground right outside your base. You are never breaking out if you get contained, so you really want to try to avoid that, and it's gearing up for a game where Hawk can just box him in. Hawk's economy is going to be really strong here in just a minute, once he gets that 4th base rolling, so...
Yeah, I expect to see some lurkers out of Hawk when he gets his 3rd gas up.
These Zealots getting shut down, getting caught in the middle of the map, and now they're going to get cleaned up. We'll have to see. Boa trying to take big risks here and sending out these Zealots, hoping to get the 4th base, and we'll have to see if Hawk notices. Looks like they might have just been outside his vision there.
But, I mean, honestly, Hawk can just counterattack. And what can Boa really do?
He does have a lot of Storms, so always a little bit dangerous. You should definitely just run these drones away, because it's okay to lose the base and just rebuild it. Especially if you catch all these Zealots. That's 300 minerals versus 1,200 right here if you can catch these Zealots.
Yeah, that is a ton of Zealots. But Boa kind of reinforcing a little bit here.
Wow, I don't think he's going to get there in time. These Zealots all get cleaned up. We'll have to make sure he gets... Oh, huge Storm there! Hawk's going to be paying attention. This is the most important play of the game. Losing a lot of Hydras there, so it actually turns out to be an okay trade, but I still felt like that was pretty good for Hawk. You can see he's actually ahead in supply now, so sometimes, getting the base feels good, but it's actually not good, because you're sacrificing too much to get it.
Yeah, sacrificing 12 Zealots for 1 hatchery is definitely not the greatest trade.
Especially when you don't get any of the drones at the base or anything like that.
And the slow 3rd gas isn't even really phasing Hawk, because he's still just going heavy on only Hydras.
Still just +1 on it against 1/1, so Bo doing a good job keeping up with the attack upgrade, which definitely gives his units much more fighting power against the Zerg army.
He is able to maintain control of this high ground though, and he's looking to take his mineral only. So like you said, just having control of this is really, really big for Boa.
But this is definitely like a super late third base here. It's 13 minutes. Boa's going to be mined out of his main here in a little bit, and Hawk's army is just massive, dude.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
This is crazy if Hawk goes for this attack, dude. If Hawk is so baller that he goes for this attack, it's going to be insane. There's no way. It looks like he wants to take it, though. He's going to try to break the high ground, so he's going all in. These storms are going to be huge, though. He's got to keep dodging the storms, but they're just going off like crazy. And there's so much Templar behind this. There's no way he's going to be able to bust here, but Hawk still just taking this fight, and it looks like he's finally going to back off there. Only came in from one angle there, so I don't think he thought he was going to go all in here, but like losing a lot of Hydralisk there needlessly. But I still think he's got a huge advantage, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing for Hawk, but I do think that he is still advantage for sure.
And those are the type of trades you can take when you're pretty far ahead, because, you know, like I said, I think Boa is probably basically mined out in his main, so
and
thinning out the Protoss army is really strong.
Yeah, Hawk wasn't able to clear any High Templar there, but he cleared a lot of storms. And Boa is still going to be on only 2 gas for quite a while. So, like, really, I think Hawk has free reign to kind of take a 5th now, take up the Hive.
I'm not even sure if Boa has a Robo again. Does he have observers out in his army? Okay, he does actually have quite a few. And so he is going to try to break the Circuit Field right outside his base. And Hawk does need to make sure he doesn't lose this, but he's got Hydros coming in from the back. And this is really hard to micro for both sides here, so you're going to have to cast a lot of storms. And this arc, though, is insane. So I think he's going to be able to bust right through.
Yeah, amazing arc for Hawk. That was...
And that's that's gonna be GG right there for sure. That was what an attack by Hawk, dude. Perfectly fucking flanked and just absolutely crushing through Boa's army there. Boa didn't even get off, like he had like 7 Templar, but he only got off like 6 storms because his army was just cleaned up so quickly.
Yeah, that was like a picture perfect like Zerg flank, honestly. I guess Boa maybe thought that he was a little too far ahead after the kind of like Hydra rebuff that he had, but yeah, moving out that far into the Lurker contain is kind of strange.
Yeah, it's questionable for sure. I don't know, maybe he thought, felt desperate because he is mining out of his main and it's natural, so maybe he thought he just had to take the fight then.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation for Protoss.
But I would have, well, I don't know. The fact that Hawk, I think, is still on layer tech means that you can actually play this as a super turtley style and just, you know, take the 4th base and, you know, just try and hold out for as long as possible. And I think you have a better chance of winning the game if you do that instead of, you know, YOLOing it out onto the field there, right?
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is, though, with that mineral only, like I said, you know, he'd still be on 2 gas. And being on, like, eventually that first gas is going to mine out as well, right?
But
you'll be on 1.5 gas and like 2 bases mining.
That's true, but it's really easy to hold the 4th base and the 3rd base at the same time. Like, those aren't like super, because the 3rd base, that 4th base with the gas, you know, that's ramped. So if you just have a couple of zealots up there with cannons and a couple of High Templar, like you can hold that against a lot of attacks, and then you just have most of your army at the mineral only.
That's fair.
And when you're only on layer, you know, like your army isn't going to get stronger. The Protoss army will, though, with upgrades and stuff. But it's obviously a tough call to make, obviously.
Of course. Yeah, as observers, we can see everything that's happening, and it's easy to make those calls when you're not in the, you know, the player's position. When you're in those game situations, it's always so high pressure, especially when it's in a show match. So I can't blame Boa at all. Man, these games have been absolutely crazy, though. Just so back and forth.
Yeah, really good games, dude. I can't believe, once again, that's like a huge confidence builder game where you feel like you're way behind at the start because you're not even mining out of your natural for so long, and then you just do a good counter and fucking win the game. Play sick all game long for the rest of the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like our next map will be on Eclipse.
Yeah, how do you feel about Eclipse?
I find Eclipse to be very difficult to play on, honestly, but I'm also kind of potato. I mean, I'm really slow to like reposition my armies and stuff. So it's hard for me to play like the normal kind of turtley style ZVP that I like, just because it's so hard to defend all the locations at once. But I do think it's pretty strong for the kind of like Hydra heavy style that Hawk has been showing us. So I expect to see something like that again.
Yeah, another map where if you get contained outside your base as Protoss, it can be very difficult to come back from that. I typically, in the games I've watched with Boa, he typically likes to go Forge Fast Expand on this map. So I think he'll probably do that, but we'll have to see.
That's interesting. Why do you think he prefers Forge on Eclipse?
Eclipse has a lot of good timings you can hit because it's a 2-player map. So you know, like, what base, their third base they're going to be taking more likely. And on this map, you know, there's a lot of good DT timings you can do because the third base is so far away from the natural, it takes forever for your overlords to get over there, so you can do that a lot. So that's, I think, probably the main reason why he does it. But 2 bases, it's nice to get your probe over there in time to deny like hatch first builds and stuff like that guaranteed, and you can take shortcuts with your forge as well. But like, this probe could be going back to 9 in this main now and make 11 Forge and Scout after Forge too, because you know your probe's going to get across in time. But we'll have to see. I could just be wrong. He could go for a gate first, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, in my experience, gate first is way more common. It just as like a general trend nowadays. It does look like it'll be going gate first.
Yeah, well, whatever, dude.
But that was a fascinating explanation on the Forge.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna...
I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem.
Anyway, yeah, and going gate FE on a 2-player map, obviously it has the benefit of, you know, not having any chance whatsoever that you're going to be at a far position. So, you know, you're almost guaranteed to get a little bit of damage done.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, Hawk decides not to go for hatch first this game, instead of getting that pull out early. Maybe he was didn't like how much damage the Zealots did last game, so he was a little bit concerned going hatch first on a 2-player map.
Yeah, and maybe he just, you know, knew all about the Forge opening, and he was, you know, scared of a cannon rush.
Cannon rush on this map is actually very strong, so...
Yeah, a lot of really nice positions in the back of the gas and the minerals. So 11 hatch, you know, kind of vulnerable to that, and also vulnerable to a fast scout just getting delayed. And okay, so he's just expecting that it's a gate fast expand based on the probe timing. And pumping out some lings here. And then it looks like he's just going to go for the same opening build that he's been doing. He's going to get his third hatchery down and then get that like 3-minute or so gas.
Do you think this is enough lings? Because this Zealot's going to already be hammering away. And I don't think he ever scouted with a drone, so yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think his Overlord actually saw the Zealots moving out, but he should know, obviously, that, you know, well, there's a Zealot hitting his third now, so... it is a little stingy on the Zerlings, I think. We'll see how many more he makes, but yeah, I think he needs at least like 4 to 6 more lings, honestly.
It's actually, he's very lucky that Boa decided to keep the Zealot back away, because it's going to give him maybe time to clean this up. But when the second Zealot gets there, and the third Zealot's already almost there too, he's only got 4 lings at his natural.
Yeah, and really good trade with those 4 lings with that one Zealot. 4 more lings heading to the third now, but 2 Zealots are
kind of like the nightmare of last game, where he was, you know, got his base denied for so long because of 2 Zealots. Thankfully the probe isn't here this time, otherwise it's going to be even harder for him to micro against.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going to the link speed first. He recognizes the position that he's in.
We've got another Zealot coming across the map, and he's going to clean up these Zerglings, actually. He's going to do a fantastic job microing those Zealots back there. And the third Zealot's going to be walking up the ramp, and Hawk's in this like snowball position now where it gets harder and harder to save your base here, because...
Oh my god, he didn't even go link speed first, he went lair first.
Wow, he looks like he's doomed here pretty much, man.
I honestly can't believe that he went lair first in this position.
Look at how many lings have been forced just off constant zealot production here. His drone count is so small because he just has to keep pumping lings only. He's got no drones in his natural, no drones at his third base, and now he still has to deal with 2 zealots that are going to trade it very well because they're behind the mineral lines, and a third zealot's going to show up right now too.
Yeah, it's really curious to me. Just starting with kind of like stingy Zergling production.
Dude,
is
and
really-
not to interrupt, but this micro from Bo is really sick. He's microing his zealots so well here.
yeah, just constantly forcing Hawk out of position, and then moving back to kind of like threaten to harass the drone. Yeah, I feel like the damage is already done. Honestly,
And finally,
the zealot is going for the natural now,
and there's nothing there. Yeah, you might actually get some damage done just hitting the natural.
I mean, even just delaying mining would, I think, pay for itself here.
He's going to go up into the main, actually, which is going to be even hard. Nope. Okay, a little indecision there from Bo. But I think going into the main is a good call here. Oh, he's actually just going to chase after a drone, so... Actually going about as well for Hawk as it possibly could have. This fella could have done so much more, but maybe next time we'll get a more effective here. The rest of them have been so crisp that he had to give him a gimme, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, throw him a bone. And it looks like
yeah, it's still really good for Boa here. He's already got his first Corsair on the way. The Spire actually not as far behind as I expected, but I guess that's just because he went for Lair before Zergling speed like a madman.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Hawk just knows something that I don't. Like, maybe I've just been going about playing against Gate FP all wrong. Like, I don't know, man. This game is really making me question things.
Yeah. Still gonna get a free Overlord here, so, but, I mean, this isn't even as good as he got on Ringing Bloom, where he was able to get 2, and that game was totally standard, so.
See if we can get any more. I don't think...
No, he's gonna fly home, play it smart, which I think is a good call here. I mean, and Hawk still has a very low drone count here, so he needs to be really careful with this move out that Bo is gonna hit him with, because it could definitely do serious damage if he's not prepared for it.
Yeah, he's just finally getting up to the drone count that he would like to have. Still a little low, but he's getting there. But yeah, Boa is starting to like shoot up in supply after having that really crisp early game. I'm worried for Hawk, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's already got the Templar's Archives. He's got quite a few Corsairs, I think, like 3 or 4. Got a DT on the way, and this is going to be good, just a good, like, tech timing. So he's going to be able to hit with this DT. If there's not Overlords over there, there are, but, like, if these Corsairs can sneak out or anything like that, but even still, no Lings over there. It's just an empty base, so the DTs are going to get crazy damage done. There's actually 2 of them. I've seen Boa do this timing before. And 2 DTs can handle, like, an infinite amount of Lings if micro well. Only 1 Hydralisk out. Looks like there's going to be, hopefully, some more popping from these hatches quickly here, but... This is scary.
Yeah, 2 DTs there now. Maybe 1 DT is manageable if you can get a good, surround with drones and that kind of like.
And I love this. He's just chasing down these Hydras. And the scary thing about this is your Zealot speed timing can hit really quickly after this if that's the route you want to take. So he could just have like 10 Zealots back in his natural, just getting ready to go across the map with speed here. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, Bo is already 30 supply up here.
No, it looked like he wanted to actually get more Corsairs and go for the Templar before going for a lot of Zealots, so...
He's playing extra safe.
Yeah, but losing a Corsair there, so...
Yeah, his gateways do seem a little late as well.
Yeah, he definitely has a little bit more money than you would expect. He was floating around 600 for, 30 seconds or so definitely not happy with being a little bit late there. And, losing a Corsair is pretty big. I don't know if he got +1 on his Zeus this game, or if he's planning on it. Still 0, no upgrades on it, and his core is not spending. So once again, it's really curious to me to make 5 Corsairs and not get +1, because that just means that you still can't, kill Scourge in the time it takes for them to suicide on your stairs. And yeah, they're just, you're wasting 500 gas without making them, you know, twice as effective.
Right. I mean, even so, despite the little like inconsistencies in Boa's early game, with the little bit of a like slow build up on gateways and so on, Boa just gets so much value out of every single unit that he has out on the field that like every single time, like he's able. We've seen these situations like time and time again where it looks like Boa's macro is slipping a little bit, but then it just doesn't matter. He just ends up steamrolling his opponents regardless.
Yeah, and this is why you can see getting the Templar first is good, because once you get your gates up, you can actually pump out just an insane amount of zealots. So you don't have to worry about getting any Templar out, and you just have this huge zealot timing. Look at how many zealots this is. This is so scary for Hawk. Hawk has, like as many Hydralisks as there are zealots that are going to be crashing across the map here in a second, and they're going to have Storm to back them up. This looks almost game-ending here. It's going to be super tough for Hawk to hold here.
Although it does look like we have Lurkers morphing for Hawk, so I think he might have actually.
Where do you see the Lurkers morphing? I don't see any Lurkers.
I Masonic. That's my mistake.
Yeah, that is a huge mistake to make during the most hype moment of the game as Boa comes crashing through with huge storms on the Hydras, and yeah, this looks pretty hopeless. This is so many zealots, man. Hawk can't stop these Templar. They're getting them popped. They can storm the drones if they want. Looks like he's going to let them escape so he can hunt them down another day, but yeah, there's no way he's ever getting his natural back with Templar sitting there.
Yeah, it's basically Boa's natural now. And I think this is basically game.
Yeah, this is definitely game. This is critical damage. Series going 2-2. That's crazy, man. What a hype series this has been so far. Pretty back and forth. Once again, Hawk taking huge damage from the early Zealots, dude. And this is, 2 games in a row where Boa has had success gate first. So, getting a little nervous that he might have found Hawk's weakness, to be honest.
Yeah. I hope, assuming that Boa will keep going gate up E, I really hope that Hawk kind of like gets out of this little like false sense of security that he has with the greedy early like low link counts. Because I feel like if he just went straight up to like 6 to 8 lings in both of these games, he would have been in a much more comfortable position. I mean, I understand when you're playing against a player of Boa's caliber to want to cut corners and take advantage of every little thing that you can. But it seems like it's really just coming back to bite him.
You have to learn from your previous experiences playing him in the game. Boa has been making so many Zealots, right? He hasn't cut Zealots in any of the games. He's literally just been pumping Zealots constantly. Even in Ring and Bloom, where they were cross-map, he made 3 Zealots right away, right? So you know he's going to be making only Zealots. Why would you not, realize that during the series and start making a lot of links to counter it,
Yeah, and if you don't see your opponent adapting, you're not going to like change up what you're doing.
Yeah. Especially when it's been really effective, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can try and like kind of call their bluff a little bit and just like go really greedy, assuming that like, like Hawk 3rd time in a row, maybe he'll just overcompensate. But I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like Boa can just keep doing what he's doing. You do see Boa's macro slipping quite a bit here, but I mean, he's still in such a commanding lead. He's over almost twice the supply of Hawk, and he's looking to take his 3rd base now.
Yeah, this looks hopeless, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk still doesn't have his natural.
The Mira switch is kind of an interesting choice, but there's so many goons out. Boa doesn't even need Templar for this fight because he's got such a powerful army here,
Yeah, honestly, he really doesn't. He could just go in with like Zealots and Dragoons and Archons and do something good. But yeah, just denying the 4th. Hawk has so few drones right now. It really hurts to see.
Catching the Templar along the way, which is really nice, but Boa doesn't even care. He's just going to keep on rolling through.
I'm not sure what Hawk could even do to come back at this point.
That is a lot of Hydralisks, though. Maybe Boa could get caught here and lose his whole army. He's actually not going to take the fight. He's going to run away, so he is going to lose quite a bit here, but even still, losing these Dragoons is just reconnecting with the rest of his army. I don't know if that was actually worth it, rather than just waiting for the army, take the fight and have the army reinforce like midway through. But
Yeah, but
it doesn't really matter in the end because
Still-
he's still
still
going to
not.
steamroll. Yeah. So yeah, I think this game. I think Hawk's going to GG here in just a second after he loses these Hydralisks. He's got to realize that there's not much hope left here against an army this big with your third base denied.
yeah, we should be seeing GG in a minute.
But he is a fighter, so he wants to give it all.
Yeah, very admirable.
Yeah. Brave soul. And he's actually going to snipe these Corsairs. This could be huge if we get another Muta switch here. So actually Hawk's still in this game. Just
Yeah,
waiting
just-
for the Mutalisk to pop here. And
Just a few more mutas and you can easily turn
he
it
can
back.
hold this back, yeah, because once you lose those Corsairs, it's game over most of the time. And actually the second Corsair goes down too, so if these are Mutalisks, we could see a huge swing in the balance of favor here. Oh, but they're Hydralisks, so I think it is actually going to be GG here. Oh,
Why didn't you make mutas? What's wrong with you?
a critical mistake here. And there's the GG, yeah. I think maybe that was a fat finger on the Hydralisk button. I think it
Yeah,
was probably
I mean-
meant to be Mutalisk, but
Yeah, I mean, the muta and the Hydra hotkeys are right by each other, right? So it's probably just a mechanical error. Very unfortunate.
yeah. He needs to get a new Plum keyboard, dude.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about those lately. You know, they're all the rage. I mean,
Gypsy 93 just got one. I heard Father has one. You know, all the biggest names in the foreigner scene.
absolutely insane.
I'm pretty sure even JY plays with it, dude.
Wow. I guess it just goes to show if you want to be a good StarCraft player, you need the right gear, dude.
And we all know JY doesn't know anything about mechanical keyboards. So,
Yeah.
like, for him to care about it, that's crazy.
Probably got the suggestion from TT1, the
TT1.
all-time expert on all kinds of peripherals for StarCraft.
Peripherals and just all an expert on everything, really. He's my life guide, dude, TT1.
Yeah, not only your Brood War coach, but also your life coach.
Very true.
Anyway, one can only hope that Hawk and Bo are also playing with Plum keyboards.
Yeah, if they're not, then I don't know why we're even watching, dude. Waste of time.
Kind of embarrassing if they're playing on anything else.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to have Shakuris Temple for our next map. Kind of interesting. We've seen this in ASL, but rarely have we seen any foreigners play on it so far. So I'm interested to see how they do on it.
Yeah, spawning in the bottom right as the red Zerg, we have Hawk.
Yeah, and spawning in the bottom left is the magenta Protoss. We have Boa. It is a pretty standard map, so yeah, I'm guessing we'll see kind of similar games as before. Most likely another gate fast expand from Boa, because why change it up if it's been so successful for you?
Yeah, this is going to definitely be interesting to see how he does it on Shakuris Temple. Of course, Shakuris Temple not in the map pool, so I'm curious to see if Boa knows how to wall properly on it and stuff like that.
Oh, right, not in the ladder map pool. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, not in the ladder map pool, so who knows how many games either of these players have actually played on this map, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in the BWCL map pool this season, but I don't think Boa plays for any BWCL teams. So we all know no one actually practices for BWCL anyway. So yeah,
Very true. Very true. Oh, it looks like an easy wall anyways. It kind of paints it out for you.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be hard to mess up. Yeah, Forge on the left should be tight there. It looks like Hawk going for 11 hatch. And he's also going to scout Boa first. Boa will scout the 11 hatch, pretty late. So I think Hawk should be feeling pretty good about this start.
Especially if he can not get seen here from the Overlord.
Yeah, getting that scouting advantage is always really, really good.
We'll have to see if he notices in time or if he's just going to fly right on over. It looks like he is just going to fly right on over.
Yeah, I mean, just got to show a display of confidence after a brutal game like that, right? Showing
Yeah.
that you're still, in the driver's seat.
I like it. I can respect it. And so we're gonna have to see if Hawk makes any adjustments this game, man, because the last couple of games he's just been getting steamrolled by these early Zealots.
Yeah, I really hope that Hawk is greedy with his early lings. Like, honestly, even going up to 10 lings just blind, I feel like is a reasonable enough response as Zerg. Because just making sure that you don't take damage from lings is really big. But oh my, almost losing a drone there. I'm surprised Boa turned back.
Yeah, and actually throwing down the pylon now. This hatchery is so delayed. And here comes the Zealot into the main too, so that Zealot could get some stuff done here. The Zergling still not popping. This is kind of looking like a repeat of the last two games. It's going to be a nightmare to get rid of the Zealot. And Boa actually surprisingly canceling the pylon there. I thought he would just keep it up because these Zerglings would never be able to kill it for so long. But the Zealot gets behind the mineral line here, so now it's a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly surprised the lings were so delayed. Because, like, generally, when you go 11 hatch, to my understanding, if you place your cooldown at the correct timing, your lings should be popping, like, right when the Zealot gets to base. A little delayed there for Hawk. But yeah, like you said, I also think it would have been a great choice to just go straight for the third and just, like, make sure it's just delayed forever. Especially with those delayed lings, like, I don't know, you could get 2 to 3 Zealots there and just...
You actually saw Hawk sending a drone down to that, like, base between 5 and 6 o'clock. And can you imagine if he had to take the close third against gate first, dude? That would have been so much damage, and you're only sacrificing that one pylon there, so... I think a little bit of a missed opportunity for Boa there, but I mean, he's still, once again, getting a nice advantage here. But we have Zerglings coming into the natural, man, picking off one probe, and they're just going to get killed here, man. He's going to lose all these Zerglings without getting that much damage done, and meanwhile, he's got a Zealot killing his drones in his main with 3 kills already.
That's absolutely brutal.
4 kills. Yeah, that is so much damage. His third base is going to go down, and yeah, Hawk is just going to have to GG here. Once again, these Zealots just doing insane damage, man. I think his third base might actually get killed here by the Zealot. It's so low. It's so close to dying. If Boa just...
But I think he'll be able to save it here.
Yeah, just barely.
Those drone kills in the main.
And look at how good this choke is for Boa's Zealots. They're going to trade so well. Just struggling, man. He's just struggling so much with these early Zealots that it's insane.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. Going double Hydra Den here, like extremely all in. I guess Hawk recognized that his, if he went only one Hydra Den, his 3 hatch Hydra would be severely delayed.
Does he have enough gas to really take advantage of this? His gas is pretty low, so...
Yeah, he'll bank 50 more and then get the early upgrades and then just pump as many as he can with 1 gas.
But,
I mean, Boa did sacrifice a lot of Zealots, and he has no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, he never got any scouting here, but the Corsair is already almost out, so he's going to see it pretty quickly here, especially if he goes straight across the map.
Which I expect he will.
Yeah, but we have seen Boa play a little greedy and take the easy overlords first here, I think in a couple of the games, so we'll see if he goes straight across the map here. This one is actually looking like it's going for the one right in outside the natural. And this is why I always like going across the map first, because like you're almost guaranteed to get an overlord over there, and you can always send your second stair to kill the one right outside the natural. And now this Hydralis attack could actually be kind of scary. But he's kind of sniffing it out. He's adding another cannon, and I think I'll probably add another one after this. Normally when a Zerg leaves their Overlord right outside your natural, it's like a sign that they're probably going Hydralis, so we'll see what Boa thinks.
Yeah, definitely. It is a little questionable that he just took out that Overlord, but I mean, he does know, based on the previous games, well, like you said, he's adding a 3rd cannon here, so he probably did expect it a little bit.
This is still scary, though, because that 3rd cannon's not going to be finished in time, and these Hydralisks are going to have range and speed here. And if they get either of these cannons and the Lings can come in behind it, it's definitely dangerous. He's actually targeting down the Zealots first. I don't know if I agree with that, but he wanted to make room for his Zerglings here. still targeting down the Zealots. I think he needs to go after this cannon that's about to finish here. And his Hydras are getting in, but the second cannon does finish now. Meanwhile, his Corsair back at home getting damage done. Only has one Overlord kill still, but looks like he might be able to get another one here. And no Hydra is following up this whole time here, so the attack kind of fizzles because now there's definitely going to be enough time for enough cannons to get up here. So
yeah, I mean, Hawk getting a low supply block there was really devastating. Honestly, I thought that was really nice micro from Hawk, but it was also just an incredible drone drill from, or a probe drill from Boa. Honestly, like Hawk taking down that second cannon, and then if the probes weren't drilled so perfectly, I think Hawk almost could have taken that.
I think if he had killed the cannon that was about to finish and then gone for one of the already finished cannons, I think he definitely has a chance of taking that fight. Just missing that the other cannon was so close to finishing and it's spawning right in the middle of that fight was obviously devastating. This is still dangerous though, because this is only 5 cannons, and if Hawk is still doing nothing but pumping Hydras, which is exactly what he's doing, like, this is enough Hydras where it's still a little bit scary, because you can still get busted if you're not careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now he's adding more cannons too, so I think, well, this is where it's sort of, you have to make a decision as Zerg to just keep going and going and going until you just have a ridiculous amount of Hydras, or if you want to try and bust now, but...
I mean, we see Hawk getting a 4th hatchery, but I still think this is basically just complete all-in at this point, right?
Yeah, it feels completely like that, so I'm expecting to see him go as soon as he gets this, but now we have Zealot speed, we have 2 more cannons finishing, so I don't think this is bustable anymore, and I think he's probably going to GG. Once he sees the Zealots and doesn't break through here. He might try to play it out because he is adding that hatchery, but yeah, this is pretty hopeless for the once we're in this position here.
Yeah, I mean, Boa just really committing with the Zealots. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Throwing them all away, and Hawk, hyper focused on his Hydras, not losing a single one. That was pretty sick. But these Corsairs got him 3 kills on one, and I didn't see how many the other one had. 1, so that's 4 Overlords, 5 Overlords now. That's so devastating. Yeah, this bust is definitely not going to work. There's still way too many cannons here, so now he's supply blocked down to 19. Losing all his Hydras, I would expect him to GG after this.
Yeah.
There it is.
God, rough games for Hawk in that early game. I mean, I feel like this is the story of, like, Boa's PvZ. We kind of almost always see him get these just, like, whether it's with his first initial Zealots from Gate FE or with the, like, first push that he does with Zealots or TTs. He just does catastrophic damage, and it seems like players consistently, like, underestimate just the kind of threat that he presents.
Well, Hawk definitely is underestimating the threat, and he's done it 3 games in a row now where these early Zealots have just been completely devastating. He keeps taking unnecessary risks, it feels like, sending his Zerglings across the map to try and, counterattack this game instead of just staying home and defending. That allowed 1 Zealot to get in and kill 3 drones in his main, and they were able to deny his 3rd base again forever,
Yeah. I mean, I hope to see an improvement on this in the next game. It looks like we'll be on Circuit Breakers, so definitely a map that both players will be comfortable with here.
And I think the score should be 3-2 now. I don't think we've updated our template quite yet, but this means this is do or die for Hawk here, because if Boa wins, that means he's won the best of 7. So
yeah, and we are not playing all the games, so if Boa manages to take this, it'll be the end of the series. I do hope Hawk take it out just so we can see all 7 games, because this has been a real pleasure to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm always rooting for Zerg.
And we'll have to see if Hawk wants to go for Hatch first again, because this is actually the best it would be for him, being cross map.
Yeah, cross map, and Circuit Breaker Cannon Rush is definitely a threat, but it's not, I would say, the hardest map to.
He's actually going to go for a 9 pool instead, so.
Interesting. Yeah, very unfortunate because it's cross positions, but at least it's up.
Boa will actually see it perfectly too, because he's doing the tricky scout here where you go across the map and you can see the Overlord here. So he's immediately going to see that it's 9 pool. Is this going to be 9 pool speed? No, okay, just cancels to build a drone there.
Yeah, so threatening, but not like a, killer for Hawk's economy. I do kind of wish that he did like a cross scout, like horizontal scout rather, just to kind of like throw off the probe, because I mean, it is so popular to just do that kind of like probe scout thing. And if you are going in early pool, you want to try to keep it a secret as long as possible.
But this is actually interesting because this forge is actually so late that these Zerglings, if they go straight across the map, could definitely get to Bo's base before the cannon's done, I believe. So we'll have to see if Hawk just sends them straight across the map. It's going to be close, man.
Wow, yeah. Fortune not even finished yet. I mean, at the very least, he'll force 2 cannons.
Looks like the cannons are actually going to be up just in time, I think, if he does do it right here. So we'll have to see. These Zerglings are going to be going straight across the map, and the probe can definitely delay by just getting in front of them and doing this. But Hawk not falling for it at all, just going straight across. And yeah, this is a little bit scary here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Bo will pull probes properly and everything, but
No, I don't even think he'll have to. The cannons actually will be just in time. So really well timed for Boa here.
yeah, unfortunate that it was cross positions here. And like I said, I mean, like you said, the forge was so late. So if Hawk was a little sneakier with the early Overlord movement and everything, he might have actually been able to just get a straight up win.
100% if Hawk had scouted abnormally, cross map, which you see some Zergs do, and Boa hadn't been able to do this little probe trick, this little Protoss trick that you can scout Zerg with, definitely could have been a win for Hawk, just straight up. But not like it's the end of the world. He's just a little bit behind here economically, but you can always catch back up just by playing a little bit more greedy. But that's been his problem in the last couple of games, is playing too greedy and getting punished for it. So
yeah. So he's obviously not going to take any damage from Zealots, which is a great relief, I'm sure. And it's not a terrible position by any means. I mean, forcing the 2 cannons, the Forge first and 2 cannons is great. And it wasn't, it didn't hurt his economy that much because he did the extractor trick. So yeah, I'm hoping to see a more even game out of Hawk here. It seems like when Hawk is really able to get in his groove and just get into the mid game unscathed, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's actually going for 3-hatch Hydra here. I do like this because he has complete scouting control with his lings in front of his base. And he also has the advantage of not having done anything like this in previous games, so maybe he'll catch Boa with his pants down.
granted, Boa has never gone Forge first in any of their previous past games too, so we'll have to see how crisp his timings are and what he wants to do. He does lose his scouting probe, which puts him completely in the dark. That's always scary as Protoss for sure.
Yeah, really nice pick off by Hawk there.
And with the Hydra Den behind this, this is actually super scary because this could easily break Protoss. Boa, one thing that you want to notice here too is that his cannons are right up close to the gateway, so it's super easy to get on top of those cannons and kill them with Hydras.
Yeah, and it looks like there's not even room with that pylon there for another cannon right directly to the right, so are my eyes deceiving me? I can't tell.
There is quite a bit of room for cannons, but not enough room like right behind them. So it's
right.
So depending upon what Hawk does, it's definitely a little bit scary here.
He's going for a little greedy, actually a 974. So I expect that he's not going to go all in with this.
I don't know. He does see everything that's going on here.
But yeah. I mean, Boa still hasn't scouted this at all, so maybe he will just like run with it.
Boa has a lot of gas here. He's going up to 400 gas. He doesn't have his +1 started. No Templar archives. Looks like he's just throwing it down now, and he's only now seeing the Hydras, and he's gonna have to scramble so much to get these cannons up. And he doesn't have enough room behind his cannons to really put up a ton of cannons in like comfortable spots. He's gonna try to put them up close to the wall here to save the wall. We'll have to see if he, that puts you at a lot of risk though, because then you just have to get on top of 2 cannons, and the probes can't really block because you can't go out in front of your wall like this. So if Hawk doesn't give him enough time to get that done, he could definitely just straight up lose.
It looks like Hawk is just playing conservatively though. He has already taken his 4th base, so he doesn't have to go all in. He's just going to try to snipe the gateway first, and then get the forge down.
Yeah, so looks like Boa going to be safe here for now, but that is enough cannons that can definitely hold off that amount of Hydras.
Yeah, absolutely.
And still no +1 started on the forge, so definitely super late +1 for Boa here.
At these positions, I think you just have to sack the +1 forge in this case and just remake it in your base, because that forge can definitely be sniped. But we don't
Honestly,
see
I
anything-
think Boa might have just forgotten about it, to be perfectly honest. Cause
Yeah, we don't
still
actually
no
see
+1.
that his base, do we?
And his Templar Archives a little bit late here, it felt like, as well. It is finally finished now, but we don't have a DT on the map or anything. We don't have a lot of Zealots, so maybe this is just a High Templar out here. And so this is so passive for Boa. He's literally not going to have a big army until like 9 minutes into the game, and this gives Hawk plenty of time to actually get his drone count up. He's already on 4 bases. This looks great for Hawk, man.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk did not overcommit on the Hydras at all, and I feel like Boa actually made too many cannons, and then, yeah, his +1 is going to be so late. It's actually insane. I
He
really like
still doesn't have a forge making +1, dude. That's insane. He's going to be so far behind. Finally, he does actually have 1 forge in his main, so. And he's not even going double forge, even though his upgrades are super late.
And Hawk's economy is just looking amazing right now. He's a little low on drones at his natural and 3rd, but I mean, he can drone for quite a while here, I feel like.
The only thing I'm really worried about is a rogue DT getting in if Boa decides to send one out. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to sneak one out yet.
Yeah.
That could be a little scary for sure, because we still won't have speed overlords for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk does have full vision with the Overlord there and the units in front, so it would be kind of hard to put one out, but if he could get past that like bottom bridge, or if he could snipe this Overlord, it'd be really big.
And we're definitely going to have Zealot speed done here too soon, so Hawk does need to be a little bit just finished, so needs to be a little bit careful about this High Templar Zealot move out. This is always a scary timing for Protoss when they move across the map with this army. If they can get their High Templar across, you have to be really nervous about, dodging storms in your own base,
Yeah, I kind of wish Hawk was a little more proactive with keeping his army out in the field, because it's really hard to defend your High Templar when you only have Zealots and High Templar. So he could easily be dogging the Protoss army as they're trying to move out, because Zealots move so much faster.
Yeah, the nice thing about this attack is you can storm the drones even, so you're pretty much always going to get value from it. And it is a little bit risky though, because losing your High Templar this early on in the game can be pretty devastating for a Protoss if it doesn't get anything done. But Hawk only seeing it now. We'll have to see how much damage he's going to get done. First storm pretty okay here. 2 High Templar still left for storm, so he's going all in. This is a lot of Hydras for Hawk. He does have, I think, enough to hold here probably.
Enough, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. He can't afford to lose his 4th base either. This is a huge part of his game going well for him. So 1 storm left, and now he's got another storm just about to finish up on that Templar, and he does lose the 4th base. Boa just targeting it down, man. This looks really good for Boa.
Yeah, really nice storms from Boa, and
another Templar showing up to the scene. That one has a storm. And finally, where were all these Hydralisks before? He has so much now, but coming out of thin air there. But I think he just should have started Hydra production a little bit sooner. I think that's probably his biggest problem here.
yeah, Hydra protection a little sooner, but also kind of disappointed in the lack of like scouting.
Yeah, very reactionary, not very proactive there, so definitely a problem in that regard.
Whenever you just look at us get straight to your base before you even recognize that they're out on the map, it's really tough to deal with this Zerg.
To be honest, though, I mean, this game is definitely still winnable for Hawk here. I mean, that was all his High Templar. You can see Boa doesn't have any High Templar here with this army. He probably has maybe 1 or 2 in the natural. And Hawk already has +1 in his attack there against just +1 weapons. So if Hawk can get up to +2 against, and Boa adding a second forge here to try to, help the upgrade advantage that he's going to be facing.
Right. I feel like both players had such late upgrades that Hawk does have a clear +2 weapon window here. And like you said, Bo is going to be on 2 gas for so long. Hawk is by no means out of the game. It's just a little bit of a delay with his 4th base getting up that I feel like shouldn't have happened. But yeah, I feel like Hawk can definitely do some damage here when his +2 weapons kicks in with Tigers.
Yeah, Bo didn't even have any High Templar in the natural like I thought he might, so he's really got a low High Templar count here. He doesn't have a lot of gas to work with because he's going for that double forge style here, so just 2 High Templar. A couple more finishing up now, but like if Boa did like a Muta, if Hawk did like a Muta switch even, that would be, so hard for Bo to deal with. But looks like he's going to be staying on the Mass Hydra here.
Yeah, going up to Hive. And he's going to just be turtling with lurkers. I expect him. Yeah, he's going to start making lings. I assume probably try to take a 5th rather at bottom right.
Yeah, so this could turn into a pretty long game here, but Hawk definitely has a huge advantage. He's already up in supply. His army's stronger. He's going to have +2 attack on his Hydras against +1 armor. So this is looking really rough for Boa.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Boa's late game looks because I feel like I said, it seems like he's gotten a commanding lead with like his early Gate of Fee zealots and his early like mid game attacks. But I think in BSL he had a game against Eon Zerg where he just got completely dismantled in the late game. So yeah, like you said, like Hawk is actually ahead in supply here. Getting his lurkers up, I feel like it's like heavily in Hawk's favor, honestly.
I agree. I've played against Hawk's late game, and Hawk's late game is pretty damn good. He's a monster late game, so gonna be really, really tough for Boa, I think, for the rest of the game here. Once Zerg gets Hive out, once they can get those swarms out and defend their army, it gets so much more difficult for Protoss. You have to be, flying around with Reavers, trying to harass the economy way more than you can just take up straight fights. And of course, Plague is just devastating for Protoss because you have no way to heal your army.
Right. We finally see observers coming out, but they're lagging behind the army a little bit here, so this army isn't really going to be able to do too much right now.
Just poking around with it, but he actually has to be careful because if Hawk swings on it or if Hawk decided to get aggressive, it doesn't look like he will. Just wants to play the eco game. But like his army is still way bigger than Boa's, so I feel like he could take a fight and just win straight up. This is a really tiny Protoss army, it's not very scary.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to be seeing from Protoss at 14 minutes. Yeah, and he still almost no gas, so like he's going to be getting his 3rd gas up soon. I'm going to try to storm up here a little bit, but I feel like it's just not going to give anything done yet.
He's going to try and break up here, using his storms to clear the way and trying to, crap off his goons up there, but not getting up there with much. And there's still so many lurkers behind us. He can't send in his zealots yet because the zealots will literally just melt, so he's going to have to back off here. Trading decently there, managing to take back the supply lead for just a second until he got eclipsed again here, but that's totally fine with Hawk because Hawk's army is the one that's scaling here because he's about to have Hive where Boa's running out of time to get something done.
Right. Yeah, and Hawk has 3 Evos going now. Still no carapace finish, but it's only a matter of time before he starts getting up with his melee attack upgrades and his carapace upgrades. And he's probably going to have +3 range weapon soon as well, so his lurkers will be absolutely devastating to the Protoss army. He's finally taking his 5th base here. It'll be really, really tough for Bo to break this with Bo's lack of upgrades.
Yeah, and we got Zerglings going up here to counterattack if there's anything going on there. He is going to stop the 5th base for just a second here, but once Hawk gets the new 5th base at the high ground, that becomes really, really tough to break. He's actually going to go in on the 4th base here, though. And Hawk a little bit out of position, so this is looking kind of scary here. Let's see if we can get anything done over here. Even storming the drones is definitely going to be annoying for Hawk having to rebuild those drones, but losing the base would be devastating.
Yeah, it is really, really nice for Bo that he was able to get his army down in that little niche at the bottom. So it's essentially like there was no choke call because Hawk wasn't able to hold that area.
Yeah.
But it's being collapsed on now, and it's just going to melt.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Looks like it, at least. These storms have been huge, showing lots of Zerglings that look at me, which is still left over. This is the power of the swarm Zergs. Rejoice at the sight of all these dead goons.
Those are actually incredible storms, but yeah, it's like like the Alamo or something. Like just the numerical advantage that Hawk had was insane. So
Yeah, and just kept charging through. So, and now you can see once again Hawk keeping a supply lead. He did get a good storm off on all the drones, and something that Boa has been able to do repeatedly this game is just have his army show up at Hawk's base unscouted, which is kind of problematic, but it didn't end up mattering in the end because Hawk had just such a unit advantage that he was able to power through.
right. I'm a little disappointed, as Tim just showed, the fourth base is so undefended, but we do see some cracklings going up there now. Only 2 cannons, so a while ago it looked like Hawk had a couple groups of cracklings that were out on the map to go harass this fourth. I feel like he could easily shut that down while Boa is out here on the map. But he's just defending, just playing conservatively.
Yeah, Boa definitely, getting a little fortunate here that Hawk isn't going for more counterattacks. And you can see Hawk actually floating up to 2,000 minerals, so he definitely needs more macro hatches. Doesn't look like he's really working on that many. He's only got 2 at his 4th, 3 in his 3 in his 3rd, and 2 in his natural. So really starting to spike in the have problems with his macro here.
And yeah, these Lings getting sidetracked by the probe there. Shutting down the 5th mineral only.
Boa taking a supply advantage for the first time in the entire game, it feels like.
God, I wish these would all just run in and kill those 2 cannons, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
But that was definitely short-lived anyways, because Boa's army does get cleaned up. I would definitely love to see more macro hatches, though, because this is
Absolutely, yeah.
potentially dangerous here if Boa could get up a good army. But Boa's definitely going to be mined out of his main soon, and his natural is probably getting pretty low as well. So, he's going to be on 2 base economy, and it's going to be really tough for him to turn this game around.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's not quite on that 2 base economy yet, I feel like maybe his probe count is a little low because, he's just not being able to keep up with Hawks. Hawk is finally getting his 5th base up, and soon he'll get that 6th and 7th base up, but those bases have been delayed for quite a bit, so they were actually sort of even on economy, but I think Hawk just had such a healthier drone count that he's been able to consistently out-macro Boa despite having higher resource counts.
+3 attack on his Hydras and Lurkers. That is insane. That melts gateway armies, and breaking this high ground is going to be something that Boa will never do this entire game. I can not say any world.
So glad we're seeing this now, the crackling counterattack. This is my favorite part of late game.
And we'll have to see if these storms can do anything here to save this base, otherwise he's going to be in a huge amount of trouble. And it looks like the High Templar just get picked off too quickly there. Oh, 1 gets a good storm off there, and I think that's actually going to save the base with the Zealots going down. So I'd like to see one at the 12 o'clock base, because like you said, it's so undefended, but thus far, nothing. And once again, Bo's army just showing up unannounced at Hawk's 4th base, but he's fighting right on top of +3 Lurkers, so they are just going to melt the Zealots so quickly you can just see him disappearing.
Yeah, it's so hard for Bo to actually break through.
But look at the supply advantage all of a sudden he's getting. I guess these storms are just so crazy that
he is getting some amazing storms.
That he's still working from a little bit, but I do fear that he's just going to run out of steam here in a minute once he runs out of minerals in his main and his next. And Hawk's army is still the army that scales, and still the army that's going to get better and better, where Bo's army is not going to get better and better. These Zealots, they take they eat up a lot of supply, so it looks really good, but they don't do much against +3 Lurkers.
Yeah, late game Zealots just fall off so much. Even if you are at 200 supply with a really Zealot heavy army, I'm not a Protoss main, but when I do play PvZ late game, it just feels like my armies are just paper late game.
Yeah, and this is, Hawk's still floating so many minerals though, but that's what's the only thing that's making me worried is that, Boa is scraping everything he can out of the barrel here. Hawk is floating so much, he might just get steamrolled or overpowered. And once again, his supply is close enough that he can definitely hold this, and you can see how quickly Zealots just melt. Huge storm at the 4th base. It's definitely really nice for Boa, but all these Zealots getting cleaned up again.
Yeah, and Hawk is on 2 care base. Pretty soon he won't even be able to kill these Lings in 2 shots. Yeah, he's getting such great trades with these storms, but I don't know. We can see his gas dwindling so much. He's finally getting this 5th base up with another gas. I don't know. I feel like Boa really is going to run out of steam, and sooner or later Hawk is going to like weather the storm of this aggression and just realize how exposed Boa's bases really are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely making me nervous for Boa because, you know.
I mean, if Hawk did have like even like 2 more macro hatches, like you've been saying, was able to pump out that many more lanes, I feel like he could easily be shutting down this game and just like running with it.
Yeah, but I mean, Hawk's still in a really, really strong position here, I think, overall. I mean, he's already got bottom right secured. He's got the Sunken and the Nidus there now, which I really like.
Absolutely. I do really, really like Hawk's late game because he plays so patiently and deliberately, whereas I would be the kind of player who would be like flinging lanes left and right, and I would probably get punished for it. Hawk is just like retaking these bases, remaking the drones after they get stormed, and just slowly but surely like taking command of the game.
Now, Boa is going to show up with some Reavers here, I believe, and so this is where it's a little bit scary for Zerg, because these Reavers can get, you know, if you think Storms can get good trades, Reavers, well defended late game, can get insane trades as well. So.
Oh, he's going right in there.
This is insane. I cannot believe he's being so aggressive with this. You think this would give Hawk the best chance to defend this, but his army is just, once again, it's like he's getting caught without his whole army here, so he's just making such bad trades. Look at all these units he has at the high ground of his third base that now have to stream over instead of just being prepared for this fight to begin with.
Yeah, wow, one lane taking out pros, but I honestly, it bothers me that Hawk is consistently letting Boa get right into the main low ground of this base. If he just had more units defending like the bottom of the choke, so Boa couldn't just like waltz right in, I feel like he would have taken himself so much strife.
And these trades are just absolutely insane, man. Like, he's getting so much value every fucking trade. He kills so many more units of Hawk than Hawk kills with his. It's absolutely insane, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, Hawk is just playing so deliberately, so patiently. He finally has 9 o'clock up. It's going to be really tough for Boa to break that. There's lurkers, there's Sunkens.
I don't know, if he can get top left up and it just turns into a base or map split situation, all of a sudden Boa is the one that's favored, and Boa taking for the first time in the game, actually taking a convincing supply lead where he's up, 30 supply here. So maybe he can actually get something done here. We still don't see any, like, he got high, but we never saw any defilers. Like, we've seen no swarms, we've seen no plagues, and this means that Boa's, army, even though it's not, got a huge upgrade advantage anymore, it's still really strong. It's still really powerful because Protoss units are still strong.
Yeah, that is very curious about the defilers. I'm wondering if that was just a mistake on Hawk's part rather than like a deliberate decision. But
this is scary too because he killed the Nidus, but it looks like Boa's not going to commit trying to bust up this ramp. Probably the right decision there because losing your whole army here in a poor trade is definitely going to cost you the game, and Hawk already has that 9 o'clock base pumping for him. So.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Boa's army composition is still really, really bad. He has no Archons. He's been making Reavers, but he's been losing a lot of Reavers as well. And honestly, I feel... Okay, we finally see Defilers out.
And the Plague. Some of the Zealots there. And Hawk seems to be doing the most important thing, which is denying top left from being taken ever. So as long as he can deny that base, he'll be in a good position, because he'll just, starve Protoss out. And, like... Boa is now down to 3 bases again, how long until that mineral only lines out, and yeah, like you said, his army composition just isn't that strong. And with Plague out, finally, it seems once again like Hawk should have a commanding lead here.
I mean, Boa just doesn't have very much gas. He doesn't have enough High Templars, he doesn't have Archons. He's throwing these results away, it's not great. Yeah, like, the Storm Drop is great,
yeah.
I don't
Storm drops down bottom right have been pretty sick. He's gotten that whole mineral line like 3 times now, but...
I mean, the thing is, Hawk's economy has been affected the entire game now, so like, a game like this, you can remake those drones so quickly.
Yeah, that's 1 round, and you certainly have that. As long as you're not in a critical fight, you can definitely do that. I mean, Boa's been good at, doing multi-pronged harassment while attacking with the Zealots, but just look at his army composition. He has no Archons in the entire map. It's literally just all Zealots, and Zealots... Even against 3/3 Lings, Zealots aren't good because, Lings just melt them so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even without Adrenal Glands upgrades, if you're even on Carapace with the Protoss, then Zealots are not the unit that you want to be having. But with the adrenal gland upgrades, like Zealots just are clearly ineffective.
Once again, these storm drops getting worked on killing so many drones. I would love to see just some Scourge placed randomly around the map, you know, like not even, you don't even have to pay attention to them, just common areas where shuttles fly over.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen a single Scourge of this entire game.
Yeah, but, I mean, once again, Boa taking good trades, but, like, how long can he actually keep this up? If he can't get top left up, which it doesn't look like he ever will be able to get top left up, the game's just going to eventually turn into a win for Hawk. So I can't believe Hawk doesn't have any more macro hedges still. You know, this whole game.
Honestly, I think it's okay for him now because he's a little low on econ because of all those drone kills, but it's still like he knows the position that he's in. Boa's bases aren't that well defended. So the second he tries to like sit his army and try to actually take top left, Hawk can just go to his main, go to his fourth, fifth. But this attack is doing really well, but I still don't think it's enough.
We have a massive army here that's waiting. Kind of feels like Hawk just like never is attacking with his full army to stop these things, but
to be fair, it is really difficult mechanically to actually get all of his units in motion like game.
definitely. But it still seems like he could be taking these fights better every time he has had one of these fights. And once again, he cleans up Boa's army. But like Boa's slowly creeping up to take top left, and I get a little bit worried that maybe eventually one day we'll see him actually be able to take it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Boa just has so few resources, and Hawk's economy is still pretty healthy. He still has 3 bases mining.
Yeah, but 3 bases isn't that crazy. He's barely mining on a 6 o'clock, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But Boa is mined out at 12 o'clock and probably only has this mineral only. This top left base, this mineral only, is actually vital for Boa to continue the war effort.
Yeah, and Boa just doesn't have the resources to like plop down a ton of cannons. So even without Dark Swarm, that base can just melt to Sirloins.
Yeah, so he's got to be super active with his army and keep it out on the map to make sure that it can't just be counterattacked and killed. See if he can get good storms off here. Looks like Hawk noticed just in time, so he's actually going to run away there. But huge one at the bottom right base again, too. And when Hawk is only on, like, look at the supplies, man. Hawk is down, once again, he's down, like, 60 supply. It's actually, I'm getting a little worried for him because his economy is actually not even better than Boa's anymore, it feels like.
Yeah, God, that's so insane.
Still no Scourge anywhere on the map, man. How can we not have Scourge when you're being abused like this?
And he has so much gas now. It would be so easy to just sink like 6 larvae into Scourge. Wow.
I think Hawk realizing how vital it is for him to shut down this base if he wants to win this game. And we don't see like these storms this game have been so insane. They get so much value. Hawk, like, he never has the Defiler with his army right now, you know? Like, he needs to have Defilers. He needs to be plaguing this Protoss army like crazy. This Storm Drop is going to be nasty here. See if Hawk notices in time. And down go, like, 10 more drones, dude. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, I would love to see it. How many drones have actually fallen to Storm this game? It's got to be an insane amount.
When you don't make any Scourge and you don't punish the Protoss for just keeping a shuttle there, finally you see some Scourge to take it out, dude. That was insane.
Yeah, I mean, just wow. I was saying that the Scourge drops weren't that effective, but when you literally don't react to them at all and just let them keep doing their thing over and over and over again, then yeah, even late game like this, it's pretty devastating. More Travis coming, please. Okay, it looks like
Yeah.
that won't do too much damage. Getting sniped by the Hydras before Boa has
At
a
least it
chance.
gets sniped. This game is actually starting to look like Hawk is gonna lose, unfortunately. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, okay,
is he gonna react with this purchase? Oh my god. He finally reacts just in time. But he still hasn't burrowed any of them, now they're getting killed. He needs to take another base, his drone count is so low now. Look, he's barely even mining out of this base because Reavers are in there taking out all the drones again. Hawk, he's crippled, man. He's got no economy anymore. He's actually got a smaller economy than Boa. And Boa's on one base barely.
Yeah, there was a
Just now getting the mineral only going, and now he's going to be taking top left. You know, it's hopeless.
there was a long window here where I felt like there was basically no way Hawk would lose as long as he kept his economy healthy and kept taking bases. But he just now he's stuck on 2 bases and he has no drones.
He's barely even on 2 bases. He's not mining out of bottom right, except with like 7 drones, and I don't think 9 o'clock's mining at all right now with those 2 Reavers. So he's down 100 supply almost. He's dead pretty much.
Yeah, this is wow. Getting those lurkers and those hydras for free. Oh my! Honestly, yeah, I think this is over for Hawk now. This is heartbreaking.
Truly heartbreaking.
I mean, yeah, for a long time I thought it was Hawk's game to lose.
Yeah, he was way ahead for the longest time in this game for sure.
And there was just basically nothing that Boa could do.
Hawk never. I mean, yeah, he needed to obviously keep his economy rolling, but he never was aggressive or anything. He just let Boa take bases so freely. Boa got 12 o'clock off completely freely. He got 3 o'clock.
Why isn't it attacking first?
I didn't notice anything. No, I think it's just out of range.
Yeah.
We're just crashing through the 3rd base here. And yeah, I think he's going to be able to just win this game here.
I mean, maybe Hawk can stabilize, but yeah, with Boa getting these top left bases finally, it's
Dude, these Reavers have been here for so long. They literally have 12 and 19 kills. That's so insane.
Yeah. Okay, GG. Wow, what a heartbreaking loss for Hawk, but really well played.
Yeah. Boa with just crazy shuttle harass all over the map, getting tons and tons of drones.
That was actually an insane comeback.
Yeah, really sick game out of Boa. I thought he was definitely doomed, and he looked hopelessly behind from the mid game, but Hawk kept missing his armies, and they would just show up at his 4th base and get crazy trades over and over and over again, and then he couldn't handle the multitasking shuttle drops.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, 4-2 win for Boa. We should be getting him in here for a winner's interview. Man, what a series.
6 series. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, absolutely insane games. I mean, the only disappointing thing is that we didn't get to see the 7th game. But yeah, like what a game to end on.
Yeah, definitely crazy game to end on. Sick comeback, so yeah, I'm sure Bo's feeling on top of the world, man. I bet this is the happiest day of his fucking life, dude.
You know, it probably is. I mean, honestly, winning a PvZ like that, there's not much more you can ask for. You probably just like uninstall Brood War. I don't think it gets any better than that.
In front of 160 fine people, dude.
Yeah, what a victory. What a god.
What a god.
Hey, how's it going?
Boa, welcome. Congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, what a series. Those games were absolutely insane. And that last game was just like takes the cake. How do you feel after that series?
Well, actually, I think it was the second game, the benzene. I was just very ashamed of what I did there. So I've never done it before. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, when we saw was that just you just hit escape or something on the Nexus right as we were finishing?
yeah, I accidentally hit an escape on the Nexus when I was supposed to do it on the next. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Yeah, I don't remember. It just yeah, that was like the highlight of the match today.
Yeah. When we saw that, we just had no words for it. I mean, we thought it was honestly game ending. So the fact they were able to come back there and like catch Hawk off guard with the Sarah Reaver was really astonishing to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Was there a moment in that game where you felt like you might actually be able to win it? Because once you canceled it, what was going through your mind? Like, oh, this is game over. Were You
I
counting the game
literally was
out?
gonna GG right after that, but then because like there are a lot of viewers and I don't want to disappoint them, I might as well just play. Like that would be like too embarrassing to just GG on that moment. So I just kept
Wow.
going. Yeah.
Very noble, Bo. I actually respect that so much, homie.
No, it actually really is impressive because in the foreign scene, there's a famous foreigner player, Idra. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's one of the reasons he's famous is because in one of the largest foreign tournaments ever, he actually canceled his command center when he was going like command center first or something, and just instantly GG'd out of the game and ended up losing the series because of it.
Oh really? Wow.
So the fact that you were able to play it out and actually win the game is that much more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely sick. Was there a moment? Yeah, was there a moment where you actually thought like, "Hey, I might be able to win this game"? Or
Well, when I attacked the 5 o'clock and killed a lot of drones there and hydraulic, I thought, oh, maybe I have a chance there. But yeah, I didn't know until the end that I was able to win.
yeah, yes, absolutely sick comeback. That first game, even though you got 2 overlords with your Corsairs, you looked like your zealot timing didn't get too much done. How are you feeling about that game after Hawk managed to win it?
Yeah, he actually defended really well. I think he knew like what I was gonna play. So the fact that he had a sunken and the Mutalisk and all that, so I shouldn't have attacked that. I should have just retreated back. But yeah, that was my big mistake on that. So I got very frustrated with what I did there. But yeah, I tried to just meditate myself, just control my thoughts and all that. So
Yeah, were you nervous at all for this show match?
I wasn't really nervous, but then it's been a while, and also I haven't been playing Protoss lately, especially against Zerg. So I just needed some time to get into the moment.
Are you race switching?
No, it's just actually like I just played a lot of Zerg recently, so yeah.
How do you like your Zerg play?
I actually like when I play against Protoss, but I'm not really that good at it. But it's just something I enjoy doing it. So
Yeah, it's fun to play your off race every once in a while for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, it's really really impressive that you're able to scrape together your mindset after not only losing that first game but then canceling the Nexus. But man, like the final game of the series, like what was going through your mind in that game? Because like to me, that was an absolutely incredible comeback. Like in the mid game, you were just it seemed to me like there was almost no route for you back into the game. You did do catastrophic damage with like storm drop after storm drop, but like for the longest time you weren't able to get top left up, and your army was just kind of locked into the middle of the map. Like if you left with that army, Hawk could have just flooded in to kill your main, to kill your fourth, your fifth. Were you just did you have a conscious game plan at that point, or was it just like going on autopilot and just like storm dropping, and just hoping for the best?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew that that was the only shot I had because he already had like a lot of drones and like yeah, the only way I could come back was just drag into the late game and then hope for the best. And also because I had a better upgrades than him the first until the mid game, so I think I was just hoping that like I can win most of the battles, but he actually defended really well, so I was struggling during the most of the game, like for the most part.
Yeah, your trades that game when you were attacking his 4th base at 6 o'clock were insane. Were you surprised that he didn't make any defilers or anything like that?
No, I think I just got lucky with that. I mean, yeah, and especially with that map, if it's like a diagonal, like if I'm like 1 o'clock and he's 7 o'clock, I think Protoss is a little bit better with that. Even though like the map itself is a little bit in favor of Zerg, but I knew that if I got into the late game that I have a shot there. So
Yeah. Definitely, man. That was a great game for sure.
well, thank you.
Yeah, really amazing series. Do you have any other questions, Just?
Do you stream at all, Boa?
I'm sorry. Oh no, I didn't stream. I didn't stream, no. Just, I think also Striker helped me a lot for this match. So I'd like to say thank you. Striker for helping me out, and other players as well. So
Awesome, man.
yeah, no problem.
Thank you for playing. Thank you for showing us such a great series, and congratulations again on the win.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of course, anytime. And I hope you I hope you play in our new Star League that's coming up, Rogue City Rumble.
Yeah, I just registered recently, so yeah, I'll be playing that as well.
Awesome. Can't wait to see more.
All right, thank you.
What was that you were saying about Rogue City Rumble?
Oh yeah, right. So would you like to tell our viewers more about our upcoming Star League, Just?
Sure. So we're going to be having an NA only Star League. Super exciting. So it's going to be coming up here pretty quickly. We're going to be having our first qualifiers. It's going to be Friday and Saturday on the 15th and the 16th, respectively. And then a week after that, we will also be having 2 more qualifiers on the 22nd and 23rd. Top 4 from each qualifier get in, so it is going to be a 16-man tournament. NA players only, which is super exciting. So definitely cool to have an NA tournament once again. In the resemblance of Nazzle, which was so much fun for everyone.
Yeah, I absolutely love seeing North American tournaments. As much fun as it is seeing international tournaments. I mean, I love BSL and everything, but sometimes it's tough for our players to compete because of time zone differences and so on. So just seeing the best that North America has to offer in good turn rates in the same time zones and everything.
Yeah, and NA has such a rich history. I think we've all seen Day 9 Daily 100, and yeah, just very touching, rich history for NA scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And it will be cast live every week. So
definitely, yeah. So if you guys, it would be super cool if you wanted to support the NA scene and keep it growing. So there is a Matcherino link here that I'm sure our mods can post, and there is actually a code for it as well. Keen, do you know the code?
I believe it's Rumble 21. Just lowercase Rumble and then the number 21. But yeah, we should have mods in the stream linking the Matcherino and the coupon code for anyone who wants to donate or support us.
Yeah, so super excited for that tournament. Can't wait to play in it myself and maybe cast a couple of the rounds if I get knocked out, which is unlikely. So you guys probably won't be hearing from me again, but
Yeah, I'm gonna play in all the qualifiers I can. So I don't know if I'll be casting the qualifiers, but I am just a scrub, so I probably won't qualify for the top 16. So hopefully I can cast later on in the tournament.
Yeah, man. Cast a couple of my games. Treat me kindly.
Oh yeah, well, of course, Just. I don't need to treat you kindly. Your gameplay speaks for itself.
Very nice. That's what I like to hear. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for us here at Rogues Gallery. Hope you guys had a great time watching the best of 7 between Bo and Hawk. They were sick games. If you guys did, please drop us a follow. Definitely please consider donating to the Rogue City Rumble, which is coming up here. And yeah, have a great rest of your night.
Yep.